Hello everyone, and welcome to SunUp. I'm Lyndall Stout. Today we want to begin with an update on Oklahoma's winter wheat crop, and we're joined by Jeff Edwards, our small grains extension specialist. And Jeff, let's just begin with an overview of how things are looking.
Well, right now we're in pretty good shape. We're midway through winter. In most areas of the state we have some soil moisture. The wheat crop is fairly well established. It tillered out fairly well last fall. So we're not in too bad a shape. The wheat crop isn't using much moisture this time of year, so we still need some rainfall to keep us going through the winter. The critical thing will be how our rainfall happens in March and April. We don't have much of a reserve, so we have enough to keep us going, but we're living paycheck to paycheck. We're going to need some really good rainfall in early spring to keep us going and to recharge the soil.
And of course, we'll all keep our fingers crossed for that. In terms of management advice this time of year, what kinds of things are producers thinking about?
Well, hopefully many of our producers have already started top dressing. In order for top dress nitrogen to be most effective, it needs to be into the rooting zone by the time the wheat is jointing or is at about growth stage 6. So when you have unpredictable rainfall as we do, you have to get started fairly early. And when you have 5.5 million acres to cover, you have to get started early. So we should be top dressing our wheat. We've had a stretch of warm weather. If we get another stretch of warm weather where we have about a week where daytime temperatures are up around 50 or so, that might create a window where we could do some herbicide applications and hopefully take out some more of those winter annual weeds. The other thing that we need to do is continue monitoring for insects in our crop.
Now, are you seeing any insects this time of year?
Well, we've seen a few aphids here and there, but the main insect that I've heard reports on is winter grain mite. And winter grain mite, typically they don't like the sun, so if you want to scout for them, you go out early in the day or in the evening or on cloudy days such as today, rake back some residue and you can find them there on the soil surface. The thing about winter grain mites is that it's tough to establish a threshold. If you're grazing the field, I would just go ahead and leave them out there because the cattle are eating those as well. If you are in a non-grazed field, then you need to take a close look and see if they're actually injuring the crop. So what we're going to look for is damage to the crop plus about an average of say 10 winter grain mites per plant. If you reach that threshold, then you might consider treating with an insecticide, and we have several insecticides available that are pretty effective on winter grain mite.
Okay, so a few options there. Meantime, we'll continue to hope for more rain at the right time. Thanks a lot, Jeff Edwards, our small grains extension specialist.